Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully everybody is doing good. We're going to be doing a monitor review on the LG 45GX950A. It's a nice 45-inch OLED panel. And yeah, this is not going to be your very statistical type of review. I'm not going to throw a bunch of numbers at you. I'm just going to give you a review as a gamer and as somebody who loves tech and has pretty much tested a lot of OLED panels, how it feels like getting this panel. And maybe that's going to help you decide if you should spend $2,000 on this monitor. Yes, it is $2,000. It is crazy how expensive this monitor is, but I guess maybe at the end of the video, you might say, hey, it's worth it. $2,000 for this kind of gaming experience? I want to check it out. So again, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about it. We'll talk about build quality. We'll talk about screen size, SDR content, HDR content, the whole thing. We're going to talk about it. I'm excited because I got this panel, I would say like a month ago. You guys already know if you've been watching my channel, I've played around with the PG-32UCDM. I've played with the PG-27 UCDM. I've had the LG 32-inch 4K OLED one, which was the 32GS950, I believe. So there's going to be a lot to talk about with this monitor. My first impressions taken out the box, all that stuff. So if you want to just know how it is, you know, just straight cut the bullshit, how is this monitor? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video. All right, guys, so LG just dropped, or they dropped this a few months ago, the 45-inch ultra-wide OLED, and it's massive. Look at it right here. If you're ever used to a 34-inch ultra-wide or even a 32-inch screen, this is just gonna feel like it's completely gonna take over your desk. Disclaimer, get a big desk, okay? Because it's taller, it's wider, especially when you sit in front of this thing, it just takes up your whole field of view. It's basically filled. You know, I get lost in this. 5120 by 2160 resolution, 165 hertz. If you want to play more competitively, you can actually run this in dual mode, where it's gonna drop the resolution down to 2560 by 1080, but then it's gonna bump up your refresh rate to 330 hertz. Now, sharpness, guys, is way better than the older 45-inch OLED that LG released, which always just, for me, felt blurry. And text finally now on this thing looks clean enough that I can actually use this for more than just games, because I do a lot of 4K editing and productivity work. So they fixed that problem. It's way better than the old one. Gaming is going to feel different than a giant TV because of the ultra-wide format. It stretches your HUD and it's going to keep it centered while pushing the sides of the game out. So it's immersive without just blowing up like everything on the screen. That's the cool thing. Story games are going to look really cinematic. Shooters like Call of Duty, you're going to feel like you're right in the action. Now, racing and flight sims, I didn't really get to play on it, but at CES, they were like next level when I sat in front of this thing. Blacks are deep. HDR highlights, just they're going to pop. 0.03 millisecond response time. OLEDs are really fast in that. Full brightness SDR, you're looking about maybe 300 nits, maybe 250. It's fine indoors, but not super bright in daylight. And in HDR, it can actually push up to 1200 nits in small highlights, which actually look really nice in like games that have darker scenes, okay? Now, design-wise, I gotta say, this is one of my favorite monitors. It's clean, slim bezels, not so gamerish. It has some RGB glow in the back. The ports, everything is just, the stand looks good. It doesn't hog up the space on your desk. You can raise it high, which is great for a panel for this size, especially 45-inch. But if your desk wobbles, the screen does too, okay? Because it's so big. Now, you get DisplayPort 2.1, HDMI 2.1, USB-C with power delivery, plus a couple extra USB ports, and it supports both G-Sync and FreeSync, which is dope as hell. The menus are going to give you the basics like crosshairs, FPS counters, but it's not overloaded, you know what I mean? With like features like some features on different monitors. There are some trade-offs though, guys. This is the big one for me. The 800 arc curve is super aggressive. That's why I probably won't be using it. While sim players might love it, for normal gaming or everyday use, it's gonna feel a little awkward. Also, I hate to say it, but the colors look great, but they don't pop as hard as QD-OLED. I'm gonna be real with you guys, they don't, okay? QD-OLED is gonna win in that saturation, brightness. Uniformity is better than the old models, but still it's not gonna be clean as QD-OLED. The warranty now isn't as strong as some other brands. Keep that in mind, especially when it comes to burn-in. Always in the back of your mind, especially if you're brand new jumping into OLED. Around $2,000, it's definitely expensive. $2,000 is really expensive, and you want that reassurance that they got you. But overall, it's like buttery smooth, text is sharper than before, HDR looks great, and the dual mode is gonna make it very versatile for both, like if you're a cinematic game player or if you're somebody who likes to play fast-paced shooters. So if you've got the space on your desk, the budget, $2,000, and you wanna feel completely pulled into your games, this thing is gonna deliver. Just remember that when it comes to the saturation, also matte display, okay? I am a big glossy display guy, just because with glossy displays, you're gonna literally have so much saturation. With this one, I hate to say it, the colors, they look a little dull, okay? I'm not saying it looks bad. I think it looks really good too, but again, when you have a QD-OLED and you've experienced what a QD-OLED is, it definitely is gonna look way different. Now, I understand if you're going to a matte display because you're in a bright room, because QD-OLED tends to have a lot of reflection, then I get it, and there are gonna be some trade-offs. There is no perfect monitor, especially for everybody's circumstances, but this one, for me, I'm a big saturation guy. I love when colors pop. It is accurate. The colors are pretty accurate, but I feel like the QD-OLED is just gonna be a little bit more accurate, and it's gonna have a lot of more color popping, which I love. So great monitor overall. But some of the things, again, like I mentioned, the 800R curve, not for me, especially because I'm somebody who does a lot of browsing, does a lot of productivity work as well as gaming. I just think it's a little bit more aggressive. Now, they are going to have the 990, which they should release that by the end of this year, which is going to have a motor to adjust the curve. So I think you could go 1800R curve to 800. Now 1800R would have been perfect for me, maybe you're somebody who likes 800R. Maybe you're somebody who's actually not gonna use this for productivity really or browsing much, and you can actually deal with it, and you're just mostly gonna use this for gaming, and that's gonna be totally fine for you. Another thing, again, like I mentioned, the colors just don't pop as much as QD-OLED does, and I wish, that's been always the issue with matte displays and WOLEDs because they're usually with LG, they're matte displays, and Asus had one, the PG32U CDP. That one too is not as poppy as the PG32U CDM. So, and again, I have the PG32U CDM, played around with the QD-OLEDs, the Alienware ones, and they just obviously pop a little bit more. And also $2,000. I think $2,000 is just like kind of bossing it around in the OLED market. When you got other OLED monitors under $2,000, it's gonna make it a hard sell, especially if you're somebody who doesn't like the curve that much and is like me, wants colors pop. So yeah, that's the LG 45GX950 or 950A-B. It's just always a mouthful with these monitors. But I hope you guys at least enjoyed this kind of like a quick just how it is review with this monitor. I didn't want to throw so much details into it. Just wanted to give you guys kind of a review how it is for somebody who's just into gaming, just into chilling with tech, how they feel with it. Maybe this is going to help out your purchase. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. What do you think about the monitor? Would you pick one up? Do you already have one? If you do, what's your favorite thing about it? What don't you like about it? I'd love to know. As always, I appreciate your support. Make sure you throw a thumbs up in this video. It helps me out. Subscribe for future content because we got more builds to do, and I will catch you guys on the next one.